I'll count while I talk.
Okay.
I'm going to miss this series. Whenever it's over, and that's not yet. It's still going on. All right, so the Nikola Jokic is ready.
We made it to 7 seconds
Yes.
before we have Nikola Jokic. Congratulations on this one, Nikola. The fourth quarter was huge. How did you guys get it done?
I mean, it was a collective effort. I think I think our defense were supposed to be, I think holding that. I think the whole series. I think we are holding that team when we were around 100, 105, 110 points. I think that's really good for us. Except the first game, they scored 150, whatever. So it was an interesting game, and I'm just glad that we won it.
Not just this series, but the entire playoff run. It's been fun seeing who on your team has stepped up in the big moments. You had Jamal Murray tonight playing his own version of the flu game, and then you had Julian Strawther in the fourth. 17 points in the entire postseason. The man dropped 15 in this game alone. What do you say about those two performances tonight?
I mean, Julian was big for us. Of course, he made big shots. He had a really big, like on the 45. He had a big three. He was attacking the ball. He had a couple of big rebounds at the end. So I mean, he didn't play basically the whole series, but he stayed ready. He stepped up in the big moment.
The first 6 games no longer matter. You just got one more to go. Sunday, we'll see if OKC can be as loud as it was in Denver tonight, but how do you get it done on Sunday?
I mean, same thing, collective effort. We have been there. It's an interesting game. It's a game 7, and you just go out there and play your best of your capabilities and hope for the best.
Thank you for your time. Rest up. We'll see you Sunday.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Nicholas says bye-bye, and we say hello to our NBA analyst and pundit there, Kendrick Perkins. So, Perk, the Nuggets, they're facing elimination, and they dig deep, and they force a Game 7. On the whole, what impressed you the most about that win?
Well, one, they got physical. They got physical all across the board. Jokic and Murray, and shout out to Murray for playing through his illness, but it was the others, right? You know role players play better at home. Christian, Braun, and Strawther were some dogs out there, right? Not just the points that they scored, the second efforts defensively and offensively, attacking the offensive glass. We saw a different Denver Nuggets team who, coming into this postseason, was one of the worst defensive teams. All of a sudden, we saw them dig deep on that home court. And Jokic is going to be Jokic. But again, it was the physicality, a brawl for it all. But let me say this. We can't frame it up any better. Game 7, MVP candidate versus MVP candidate. OKC is going to be rocking. I expect a brawl for it all.
Okay, so that being said, on Sunday, the Nuggets, they've pushed the Thunder this far, the top seed in the NBA. What chance do you give Denver of pulling off the upset on the road, beating the top seed at their place in Game 7?
Well, I give them about 40% chance.
We got 40.
Yeah, 40% chance just because they have Jokic, and he's capable of going for a 50-point or 60-point triple-double. I believe Oklahoma City wins this series in 7 games. I think all the young guys, they're going to feed off the energy of that crowd, that arena. I played in that arena. I know how electrifying it could be. And I just think that the Oklahoma City Thunder are going to strap up defensively. Again, we go back to the point that I made and the term we hear all the time. Role players play better at home. So I expect Cason Wallace, Luke Dort, I expect those guys to elevate their game, bring a certain type of tenacity and energy. It's going to be hyped up in there. To be honest with you, OKC is probably going to punch first. I believe it's going to be a 10-point win for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Okay.
It's hard to win in that arena.
You said 40% chance of the Nuggets winning, so that makes 60% chance of Thunder on Sunday in the Oklahoma City area. And meteorology, too, right? I've got the weather down as well. Hey, Perk, just when you talk about a Game 7, we have seen teams at home that have had a huge advantage in Game 7s, but this Thunder team is the youngest team in the NBA. They're facing the nucleus of a Nuggets team that won the title a couple of years back. How does that factor into this game on Sunday?
Well, you never want to disrespect championship experience, right? But also,
the Denver Nuggets do what I thought they would do, going home, they hold serve, and they force a Game 7, 119-107. You got great contributions. You got 5 guys in double figures, led by Nikola Jokic, 29, 14, and 8. Jamal Murray had 25, 8 assists. Christian Brown had 23 points, 11 big rebounds. He had 5 assists. Michael Porter Jr., he came to the party tonight. He didn't take many shots, but he made the shots that he took. He made those count. He had 10 points, but it was Strother off the bench. They gave him 15 big points. He was 3 of 4 from the 3-point line and 4 of 8 from the free throw line. From the field. Watching this game, Matrix, what did you like about what you saw from the Nuggets? Because I thought they took control early in the first quarter, and then they kind of let it slip away in the second quarter. They regained it in the third quarter, and then went cruised home in the fourth quarter. It was tough, nip and tuck, but they broke the game open. What did you like about what you saw from the Nuggets tonight?
Championship pedigree. You got 2 of the best closers in the game right now with Joker and Murray, man. Murray stepped up big. He came up. They say he was sick before the game, but, man, I think he's special, man. I think he don't get enough credit as he deserves, man. I think last 2 minutes of the game, that's a tough team to beat, man.
You know what I like? I like the fact that they're really aggressive. They shot 32 free throws tonight, so that tells me they weren't settling. They were trying to put pressure on the OKC defense. No, this is a very good defensive team. They got guys that can defend. They switch everything. They got 2 bigs that can protect the paint. You got Jalen Williams, who's a great defender. Lou Dort. You have Caruso, Isaiah Joe, Wiggins, Wallace. You got guys, they got about 6 or 7 guys that can defend the wing, and they switch everything because they don't want to help and leave guys wide open. And I thought the Nuggets did a great job tonight, Matrix, of putting the ball on the floor, trying to get the ball to the rim, and they drew a lot of fouls. They shot 32 free throw attempts. They was 27 of 32, and the Thunder was only 10 of 16. And Shai Gilgeous shot 11 of the 16 free throws. I thought Jalen Williams, he was off tonight. He was 3 of 16 from the floor, 0 of 4 from 3, and he didn't get to the free throw line at all. Hartenstein, he doesn't really normally get to the free throw line. Lou Dort didn't get to the free throw line. But when you only got 3 guys and they take all 16, that tells me you're not nearly aggressive enough, and maybe you settled a little bit more for threes than you should have.
Yeah, they need somebody else to step up tonight. I think when you look at this game, they're a young team. I think they're growing. They're getting better as they keep playing. But, man, I think the execution of Denver just prevailed, and they played smart, and they took care of the ball when they needed to. They had too many mistakes out there, young mistakes. It's a mentality of these young teams that I love OKC. They play hard. They play great with their hands. But I think sometimes they seem like they're lethargically going through the motions at times, and they pump the brakes a little bit when they need to be putting their foot on the pedal and taking it to another level. They shown signs they can do it. They're a resilient team, but when the mistakes catching up with them, they turn the ball over a little too much.
Yeah, and they're not a 3-point shooting team, Ocho. They were 11 of 40 tonight. They were 27.5%. Julian Strother, he hit more threes than any player on OKC. And so we knew that, look, the big guns, they got a fire tonight. Joker and Murray, they did that. Now, where else can we get some production? Because they needed those points. Because in the fourth quarter, he had some big threes. He got a couple of rebounding, put some putbacks. Because you look at it, OKC's bench is better. Is better than the Nuggets bench. And so they needed some production off that bench, and Julian Strother gave that to them. 15 points, a career playoff high, 3 or 4 from the 3-point line. I thought Christian Brown was fabulous tonight. 23 points, Ocho, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals. He was 3 of 6 from the 3-point line. He had more points than J-Dub. He had more rebounds than Hartenstein, more steals than Caruso, and more made threes than Shea. He's the youngest player in franchise history with a 20, 10, 5, and 3 game in a playoff game. Jamal Murray has 25 points in playoff games. I mean, think about it. Jamal Murray has more 25-point playoff games than Devin Booker, Jalen Brunson, Joel Embiid, Kevin Garnett, Tracy McGrady, Bill Russell, Derrick Rose, Penny Hardaway, Chauncey Billups, and Vince Carter. We don't look at Jamal like that because he's never been on the All-NBA team. He's never been an All-Star. But as Matrix, as you said, He can ball. And the moment he's like James Worthy. He's a big game player. The bigger the game, the better he plays. He knew his back was against the wall. If I don't play well, the series is over in 6 games. Let's get it back to OKC and let's see who can handle the pressure better, we or them. I love the way they played tonight. I love the championship medal, as Matrix mentioned, the Nuggets showed. What did you like about what you saw from the Nuggets?
I mean, obviously they played well. They suffocated. I'm just gonna say it. I feel they suffocated the goddamn the Thunder. It was 1-on-4. I'm gonna call it like that. It was 1-on-5 actually, because Shea was the only one that showed up tonight. Even though he had 28 points, but he only had 2 assists and he had 4 turnovers. But Joker doing what he does, and goddamn, I don't know if maybe they might have been tired. They may want to get the game 7 and then just pull a rabbit out the hat or something.
No, you can't chance that, Ocho, because you a rolled ankle, you an elbow, you a bad play, you a push, you lose your composure. You're one play away from being out of this thing. And so you never put off tomorrow what you can get done today. Now, I get that, in front of our home crowd, but your home crowd doesn't guarantee you a win. And so that's why I would look, and plus the Nuggets have been in Game 7. They've been here. They've done that. They're battle-tested. They got a 3-time league MVP, and they got one of the best big game finishers in Jamal Murray in the NBA. So I wouldn't want to test that. I thought Chet played really good today. He was 8 of 14. He had 11 rebounds, but Jalen Williams, who's their second best player, did not have his best game. He had 6 points with 16 shots, Ocho. He was 0-4 from the 3, and he didn't get to the free throw line. So that tells me he was settling. He wasn't nearly aggressive as he needed to be, because he can put the ball on the floor. And he settled for those 3-point shots, which the Nuggets would gladly accept. 16 free throws, 40 3 attempts. That's not Thunder basketball. They need to be somewhere between 25 and 30 free throw attempts, and keep that the 3-point attempts somewhere like, if you get to 30, you can live with that. You can live with that. But they got to 40 and they only made 11. They weren't nearly aggressive enough. I think that was a problem for them tonight. But the Nuggets was plenty aggressive with 32 free throw attempts. Looking at this game, so projecting Matrix going to a Game 7. What do you think OKC need to do to keep the Nuggets from coming into their building in a Game 7 and walking out there going to the Western Conference Finals?
What did I say? Show up. I mean, honestly, I think it's going to be simple to them. I mean, it's not going to be simple, but you need your role players play better at home. So that's going to be that's what home court advantage is right now in this postseason. So it's been paying off, but both teams have won on both their home courts. So
correct,
on the road. So listen, that 7 game, man, you just don't know, man. You throwing it up in the air and like, listen, let's go to war. You got to come to fight. You just don't know, because Bron's been struggling the last 3 games. You know what I'm saying? 2 or 3 games. And
he found his shot tonight.
Confident in his shot tonight. So look, Gordon's been playing great. He didn't have a great game tonight. He scored like 5 points, I think. What did he score? I mean, how many points Gordon?
He had 5 points on 2 of 7. But did I see him grab? Did you think it looked like he grabbed his hamstring? It looked like that left hammy started bothering him, because he was doing it. He was grabbing it a little bit.
Yeah, left one, the left side.
Hey, hamstrings are nothing to play with. If he hurt now, that's ooh, I don't want that. I don't want to see no injuries in the postseason. But man, that can change the dynamic of everything. You know what I'm saying, on certain teams. He's a big part to their team and what he's done for this for the postseason, and he helped them win the championship 2 years ago. So it's gonna be interesting to see who shows up. I mean, it's like ain't no more schemes, ain't no more drawing up this and that. They know what it does. They know when they know when everybody going to the bathroom. They know when. So let's go to war, baby.
Hey,
I thought the Nuggets bench, they got 27 points from their bench to offset the 30 points, because normally the Thunder bench blows the Nuggets bench away. Tonight, it was only a +3. You could live with that. because the Nuggets are only going to play like 3 guys off the bench: Russ, Watson, and Strother. Those are the only 2. Those are only 3 guys that's going to get off their bench. Now we know OKC, they're going to play 5 guys coming off their bench. That's what they do. That's what they normally do. Tonight they played a few more, but it was in mop-up duty, so I don't really count those. But you look at guys that Wallace played 27 minutes, Wiggins played 12 minutes, Caruso played 27 minutes, and Jay Williams played 14 minutes. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So they played 9 guys. Sometimes, occasionally, they'll play 10. Actually, they played, well, you can look at, they played 10 because Isaiah Joe played 8 minutes. All the other guys played 1 minute. That was mop-up duty. So, they're normally going to run 9, 10 guys at you, Ocho. And that's where they kind of do a lot of their damage because they got guys that can go get buckets against your second unit. You look at Caruso, you look at Carson Wallace, you look at Wiggins and Isaiah Joe, those guys can score. And so that's normally the deciding factor is that when they take their starters out, OKC take their starters out, their second unit can get some distance. Or they can claw back. If they're behind, they can claw back some of the dig into the lead that you have. But I thought the Nuggets bench played extremely well tonight. I think Coach Adelman is going to be very pleased with the performance that he got. Jamal Murray got a little careless with the basketball late in the ball game. I think he had like 2 or 3 consecutive turnovers and got the game a little bit more interesting than probably what it should have been late. But I love the way they regathered themselves and it was able to close this game out by 12. So we have a Game 7 in the Western Conference semifinals. The Denver Nuggets, by the score of 119-107 over the OKC Thunder, force a Game 7, and that game will be on Sunday. And we'll be right here to you. The Nuggets will play in Game 7 for the 7th time in the Jokic era. Sunday would be their first Game 7 on the road. They had a road game during the bubble, but that doesn't count because everybody was on the road. Ocho, who you like, Ocho? Who you like in this Game 7? You taking the Thunder or you taking the Nuggets?
The Nuggets have already been there before. I want to see Shea win it. I want to see the MVP get into it. I think the difference in this game is going to have to be the bench. It got to be the bench. The goddamn bench got to show up. Shea's going to do what he does. Jalen Williams, Chet, they're going to do what they do. I think the bench is going to be the difference. They have no choice. I mean, Game 7 for one, and I'm giving the edge to the Thunder because they're going to be at home. They're going to be at home, so I got them. And if you want to put a little money on it, let me know.
Man, I told you it was concerning to me because I saw Aaron Gordon grabbing a hamstring, and that's not a good sign. And I understand they don't play again, Ocho, until Sunday. If that hamstring, hopefully it was like a little dehydration and it's just grabbing on him, it's just spasming it up. It is not a strain of anything. So let's just hope for that. Let's pray for the best. Yeah, that's all we can do at this point in time now. But they got their work cut out for him. If Gordon was 100% healthy and I didn't see him grab that hamstring, I probably would have went with the Nuggets.
Playing in OKC?
It doesn't matter. I like Jokic and Murray to pull this thing out. Because all I want to do is get the lead. See, I want to keep your crowd out of the game. And Matrix, you know this. The longer I can keep your crowd out of the game, the better my chances are. Because the home team's going to feed off that energy. But I ain't going to give you nothing to cheer about. I'm going to come out, jump out on you 10-0, make you call a timeout. You hit a bucket, and we're going to go on another spurt. And so we're going to keep the crowd on their hands. We're going to have the crowd waiting for you to give them something to cheer about. But that moment is never going to come. Go ahead, Matrix.
I tell you what, OKC is one of the most loudest arenas I've ever played in. It's going to be rocking in there. So I can't wait. I'm excited for it. You know what I'm saying? I've been in that arena, and that's a hostile environment in there, and I'm telling you, it's going to be off the chain. I think OKC going to pull it out for some reason.
See? Told you, huh?
Matrix, your former team won the NBA draft.